Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with occasional review. Today's video is going to be about the struggles of dailies because I'm having some problems, you guys. Okay, so first of all, I ate a bunch of chips and salsa, and then I ate something else. I can't remember what it was. It had a bunch of salt, and now my tongue feels like it's 3 times bigger than it normally is. You know, kind of how like when you eat sunflower seeds and there's just so much salt in your tongue and everything just tastes weird and awful, and I know. So I'm gonna try my best not to slur my words. And I don't know, I just feel like my tongue is like super fat right now, and I can't get it to move or do anything because of the salt. But this is the time I have to film. So yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. I just spent 5 minutes of my life murdering flies, and I don't feel bad about it. They were insects hurt in the making of this video, and I don't care. Now I see another one, and they were just flying around next to the camera, and I know you could just hear all of the buzzing in the video. So I might have to cut it off to go kill some more flies. I don't know why there's so many flies in here. Anyway, that's not what this is about. Focus, Sylvia. A6 Leuchtturm Traveler's Notebook. Okay, so for September, I was trying really hard to change up the identity of my planners. Remember, this was my everyday carry Hobonichi weeks. I don't know why I was struggling to say, it's my tongue. Sorry, I had to stop for a water break because my tongue is just, I feel like I poured a whole bottle of salt on it. It's just so bad. I will never do that again. Anyway, the Hobonichi weeks, I was taking a break from this for week 35. I think that's what we're on currently, in case you're watching this in the future, in 2022. So I was going to switch up this bullet journal that has been my everyday carry for a while to my writing planner. That's not working for me. Actually, I like it as a writing planner, but I like it as an everything planner, which kind of threw a wrench into my little experiment. So I can't stand the Moleskine. I try to carry it around. We're at the end of the first week of September. So let me show you. And you will see here, oh, of course, like I always put like this behind. Do you ever have to do this in your videos? I don't know if you make videos or whatever, but on camera, this just looks so like downhill. I don't know how to fix that. It's like my camera is nice and even Stevens. Maybe if I tilted it, it would work better, but that's just because there's more paper obviously on this side since I'm still at the beginning of this book. So movie magic. Now I think it looks a little bit more even, hopefully. So as I was saying, for September in my bullet journal, this was supposed to be my writing planner. I was supposed to fill out things that I wanted to get done for September here. I don't care about doing that. I really don't. I don't know why. I just can't seem to be bothered to do that. So there's that. Also, the monthly. I cannot seem to be bothered to fill this out. And I think part of it is because my niece has volleyball games and other school things that are scheduled. But instead of writing them in here, I just add that calendar. Like the school has the little link that you can add it to your Google Calendar, and it shows up on my phone. And I feel like I don't want to write them. I don't want to write them again. Which I know sounds kind of crazy because I'm about to show you. Only because I'm about to show you that I did 3 different weeklies this week for the same week. And I know by saying that I'm just going to use the link for the monthly instead of actually writing all that stuff in here, that it seems like I'm not the type of person who wants to do things 2 or 3 times. But apparently that's not true. So I can't be bothered to do that. All I did was put a J here for my niece Jade. Every day she had a game. So that I knew, oh yeah, maybe if I don't write this day that much or at all because I was worried about my sitting time, it's because Jade had a game. That's basically all I did. And I just can't seem to be bothered to be like those awesome people who do the Getting Things Done system where they schedule everything on their monthly calendar, like when they're going to clean their toilet, when they're going to, you know, do all of the mirrors or the windows. I am not that person. If I have 10-15 minutes, I see that something needs to get done, I just do it. I don't feel like I need to write it down or any of that nonsense. It's just who I am as a person. I've tried to retrain myself. It's really not working out. Sorry, another water break. My tongue feels absolutely numb. It's just, I don't need it. So this is the weekly I usually do when I am doing an everyday carry. But again, this is supposed to be my writing notebook. Well, here's the thing. My writing notebook, yes. My writing bullet journal, I should say. I have a printable that's a spreadsheet that I made in Google Sheets. And I just sign in every day on that sheet what I worked on. And I do that because it's easier than like drawing it out. I don't like to do that. And it has not only like what I worked on as a space for that, it also says like how many words I wrote that day, what my total word count was, what time I sat down to write, and what time I finished, so I know how long I worked on writing for the day. And so I just didn't use this as a writer person. This didn't make any kind of sense to me. Now I know what you're thinking. Doesn't the Moleskine Weekly have a setup like this? It does. And I can't tell you for the life of me why I can seem to still fill this section out here instead of the next day in the Moleskine, but not in here. I just don't know. Sometimes some things work for some people and not for others. That's what I'm going with because that's what teachers used to tell me when they didn't know. You know what I mean? They just didn't know. Okay, so this actually did work. So this is the layout I told you at the beginning of the week. So this is week 35. Yes, we're on week 35, where I decided to set it up like the new planner that I already bought for 2023. And yes, I've seen all of these people getting their Hobonichis. And yes, I'm starting to feel an itch. And yes, I already went on the website to look to see if there was any that I wanted. And yes, I am a huge Disney fan. And yes, black and white and gray and red are also my favorite colors. And yes, I saw the Dalmatians cover for the Hobonichi weeks. You know, here we are with black and white and gray with a pop of red. And I was like, oh my God, I have to have that. I did not buy. And yes, I also thought the Aristocats were adorable. I always think about that one line my sister and I used to always say to each other when she was like, because I'm a lady, that's why. And they would say, you're not a lady, you're nothing but a sister. We'd always tell each other that. So those were just like, you know, they know how to get you, Hobonichi. I mean, obviously, they have some really great people in marketing that are doing their job. And I was like, no, Sylvia, no. And there was even a couple, I usually tend to gravitate towards the artist covers. There were a couple of artist covers that I thought were really beautiful. And again, looked very clean and had that black and white and gray style that I like. And I had to just say no. Just say no, guys. Say no. There's still plenty of time to order. Anyway, so I tried this out as my writing planner and there was a few, like there was only one real hitch, okay? So I kind of decided to add not only my writing, but my everyday planning in here. So I usually have my weekly chart. I wanted to try that out. And I felt kind of odd about it because I just wanted, like usually I have this, let me show you in my Hobonichi weeks. I usually have it off to the side here and it's just my categories for what I'm trying to work on throughout the week. And for some reason, because it's underneath the days, it looked like on Fridays I focused on what movies. And then on Thursday, what TV shows, instead of it just being for the whole week. Does that make sense? I don't know. So that was kind of odd and I didn't know how I felt about it. But again, this was all sort of just an experiment in trying out new things so that when my new planner comes, I have a better understanding of how I want to utilize the space. And that was another water break. Okay. Excuse me. The other thing that I was a little bit stressed out about is this. Okay, I put my project planning. So for the month of September, which I couldn't be bothered to write down here, I'm working on Project Violet. I'm revising it. Technically, I guess it's for the first time. No, that's a lie. Technically, it's the second time. What was the point of me telling you the story? Oh yeah. So I couldn't even be bothered to put down that I am revising, Project Violet book 2 down in this little corner where it would fit nicely, or over here. Just couldn't be bothered to do that. So I decided on the weekly would be the best place to dump all of this. But I didn't get through all of this week, as you can see. I did get through notes on a lot of this. I forgot to mark it off. I am so bad at filling things out, you guys, and I don't even care that things are kind of messy. So I only got to chapter 12 and I still have until chapter 18 to finish. So all of this stuff is basically going to get forwarded to the next week. So who cares? You're not a writer, probably, if you're watching this. Maybe some of you are, or you would like to try to write something, but this is the point. Don't think about it as in, oh, a writing project. Just think about it as project pages. When you're doing any kind of project, this could be like all of the different pieces of art you want to draw or sculpt or what have you. It could even be like a schedule for cleaning. If you have some time off and you're like, I want to do a deep clean, it doesn't matter. This should have been a collection, but I'm dumb. And I had a brain fart, you guys. I knew that this should have been a collection. I don't like going back. So personally, like, let's say everything back here I've already checked off. I know that I've done everything. I don't like to look backwards. And now for the next week, when I fill this out, if I decide to go with this layout, which I think I will, I have to go back to this week to check it all out because I'm not going to write it again, which was the other thing as a project person and a planner person. I was like, Sylvia, why didn't you just make a chart, you know, where I had like Monday, Tuesday, all the way through Sunday if I decided to write every single day, and then just, you know, list all of this stuff once instead of like every single thing. And I don't know, I guess I was just trying to fill up the space to see how it looks. And does it look cool? Okay, yeah, but was it necessary for me to write every single one of these out for each of the chapters? No. The answer is no. But, you know, you live, you learn, and sometimes even I have to learn things 5 times. So there's that. I also, in this corner, wrote collections right here with a little asterisk, and I underlined it twice so that I know next time this should probably just go into collections, and I should put the number. That way I know what page to refer to. So after I decided, hey, I need to go back to dailies, and I bought one of these guys on Amazon, and I was like, it won't be here for 7 days. I decided that, well, and of course the holiday and everything, I decided that I really need to focus more on dailies. Dailies keep me very structured, and I got a big chunk of this done because I decided to go back to dailies. So I decided to make a spread for that. So for those of you who are like, oh, these are cute, what are they from? You've seen them before. It's this little guy that I ended up getting from Jet Pens. I think it was 30 bucks. And at first I thought, man, that's a lot of money for just some stickers. But you get them for the entire year and they're already printed. So if you're someone who's not going to get it together to size these down, to find the pictures, you know, pay for Canva so you don't just get the free pictures, but the really cool ones. And you don't want to write down the dates in here, which you certainly could make these in Canva, especially if you have like the paid version. This is a great buy, to be perfectly honest, and I've been using them throughout the year here and there. I think maybe a week or so here and there I've kind of failed to use them, but for the most part it hasn't been too bad. So I decided to go ahead and put these in here for the dailies. If you've seen my A6, I don't have it next to me, bullet journal I did before buying this one, I didn't use these in there, but I did use them in my Jibun Techo dailies. That's the one I was trying to say. I don't know why I said A6. So I put them in here, and we went with, of course, this is A6, so it's much bigger than the space I gave it. But I just felt like I just needed a little space for dailies, and it didn't have to be that serious. And I was able to fit it all on a two pages, or a spread rather. And I liked the way it turned out. It wasn't really stressful. There wasn't a lot of space to work with, so I didn't feel like I had a lot of white space, which made me feel better about my life. If I wanted to journal, I suppose I could have. Again, another trick for those of you who are new to bullet journaling, because sometimes I do get new people who are like, I'm new and I want to know these questions. I always, like, if I run out of space, like say here, I can always just put a J and then the page number where I did journaling in the back, if that makes sense, especially since I do share my bullet journals on YouTube and I have personal writing. I have done that in the past. So I like the way this looks. Now, I do remember showing you guys my bullet journal that I filled at the new bullet journal edition 2, which is a collab between writer Carol and Leuchtturm 1917. And I got that week where it was like all food. And I remember showing you guys and saying that it looked like Betty Crocker's cookbook. That was kind of weird. That was kind of like an anomaly. Mostly they're really pretty pictures that don't just look so, it was just really weird. They weren't really that cute of pictures, but for the most part, these are really nice. Obviously, I guess because these are the summer months, at least here in the US, and people are traveling in Europe and all over. They have like these fun little like traveling sites that you might want to go to. Don't count on me to tell you what these things are, although I'm probably sure I should know, but I don't. Anyway, so this was pretty simple. I just used my mild liner up here. I stamped with my Midori stamps. I used my smallest stencil, which of course is the Hobonichi stencil when it comes to numbers, and I really did like the way it came out. It's pretty messy. My writing is normally more messy than neat, and I've been using the Energel Clinia because it is a nice fine tipped pen, and I just feel like these ones are just a little bit too broad on this paper for me. It does react differently on other papers, which I love these pens on, but in here I just need a finer tip pen, and I'm still waiting on my friction pen to come from Japan because I ended up getting a white one that you couldn't get from Jet Pens or Tokyo Pen Shop. Yeah, so anyway, this is what I liked. This is what I think I'm going to fill out for week 36 because it did work so well. There wasn't a bunch of flipping around where I had to, you know, sometimes when you have like a week on 4 pages or something, you have to go back and forth. I didn't have to do a lot of that. I mean, it was just really nice. So the combination of this and this really helped me get organized this week, and I felt pretty good about it. And again, I just didn't really use this one. I didn't feel the need to, especially for my writing. There was this little section of planning that was very simple up here at the top that worked well enough. And then of course I put stuff here. I thought I was going to put my to-do list here and then things that had to get done this week. That didn't really work out, which is totally fine. So I feel like in the future it'll just be a to-do list. I don't think it matters between the stamps. These again are both Midori stamps. This just says days/weeks, and this one says to-do list, in case you can't see that clearly on the camera. And it is what it is. So I don't actually know what I would put here because I had extra space here, and it's rare that I really need to put a ton. So something else can go here. Maybe I'll actually put a picture just so I have something pretty like this over here. Maybe a little washi tape or something like that. We'll have to see. So what do you guys think? Do you like this setup? Are you more of this kind of setup, which I've been using for a while now? How do you use your monthly? I just don't know how to use weeklies and dailies and a monthly. That just seems like a lot of planning. And I felt like, okay, Sylvia, once you're done with this video, maybe you should go sit down and at least put your goals. But the truth is, I'm just working on this one project for the entire month of September. And I'm not interested in being on this chapter by this day or anything like that. I just want the whole thing done by the end. So I guess I could just at least put my deadline here. And yeah, I don't know why I have a monthly. I guess just to look in case somebody asks me something like, what's happening on the 27th? And I'll be like, what's the 27th? Okay, it's a Tuesday. Literally nothing. I don't know. It's pretty. It looks nice. I like the way it turned out. I just I'm not using it. And I think a lot of people are like that. Sometimes they're a monthly heavy person. Sometimes they're a weekly heavy person. And I just happen to be a weekly and a daily heavy person this month. And the beauty of a bullet journal is if something doesn't work out like this weekly and you want to go to this weekly, you can just change it up and it's not that serious. Like, I don't feel bad that I didn't use this at all. It only took me a few minutes to make this, and I don't know, I do it all the time. It didn't cost me like any extra monies. I already had the sticker and whatever. Okay, so this has been my little catch up of how September week 1 went, or week 35 rather, and what I feel like I'm going to be doing to try to crush week 36 as a writer and a planner. And also this layout and this layout really made me feel like I can push back moving into this for at least another month. I'd like to have a whole quarter in here. That would be nice. And I had already printed out stuff for September to put in there. So maybe I should put that in my bullet journal. I just really like the lists in the back, all of the collections I have and the free writing that I have and the space I have in this. And I just kind of want to continue that for a while before I move into this for dailies. We'll see how it goes. Maybe my next video I'll already be moved in. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.